Hello, I'm Sam from Sound on Sound magazine. I'm here in the garden at Superbooth in Berlin. I'm joined by William from Teenage Engineering. Welcome,
Hi.
William. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Um, Good show. One of the more interesting launches of this show is the new OP-1 Field. So what's Field about it?
So, Field is our new range of products. It kind of comes from an idea that you should be able to make music anywhere, but also have studio quality. So, if you want to make music in the studio, that's great. You can still use them in the studio. But if you want to go camping, like we are here, and make music and write a whole album, you can do that. So, this is the start of our journey into the field. It started with TX6. We're now at OP-1 Field, and we've got lots coming. It's a really exciting line, and we're really looking forward to showing people it.
So to the casual observer, the OP-1 Field looks quite a lot like the existing OP-1, but under the hood it's actually a pretty thorough reinvention of the product.
Yeah, I mean, the idea with the OP-1 Field was, obviously we had the OP-1 for 10 years at this point, and people love it, but we wanted to do the OP-1 better, better in every way. How can we make the interface better, the design better, the feel better, the engineering better, the sound better? So we thought of every single aspect of the device and did it better. So it's 32-bit audio, 44.1 kilohertz, which is a huge upgrade from the 16-bit in the original OP-1. And we've really tweaked everything inside of the synth, just so that small things that make a big change overall. You might not notice them just by looking at all of the individual features, but it sums to one big change.
Well, I guess it's an instrument that people who have one, they get really quite deeply into it. And so those little tiny things that, if you were just a casual user, you might not even ever use that feature. But if you're someone who uses an OP-1 all the time,
Yeah.
those little things add up to a lot.
Definitely. And I'm no master of the OP-1 myself. I've had one for a while, but I'm very much a step sequencer kind of person. So the OPZ really sings to me. But I picked up the OP-1 Field for the first time about 6 months ago. And every time I touch it, I just make something, which was never the case with the OP-1 for me personally. And I think if for me, someone who doesn't, get the OP-1 in the same way as a lot of our users, if I can pick up the OP-1 Field and instantly make, 3 minutes worth of music in half an hour, then, gosh, what can our pro users do with it? I'm really excited to see it in the hands of some people.
And it sounds as though, from what you were telling me earlier, the redevelopment is not simply in order to make it a better instrument now, it's to make it a more capable platform for future upgrades as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the OP-1 lasted us 10 years. There's no reason why the OP-1 Field isn't going to last us another 10 years. That's the plan, is we're going to keep updating it. So this is version 1 of the software. We've got many versions ahead of us.
So although I guess to some of us it might seem like it's quite a big investment, I gather, it's considerably more expensive than the original OP-1, that is an investment that will be repaid
Absolutely.
over time.
Absolutely. I mean, we've got so much planned. And again, it's a system. So, when you buy into the field, you buy into the field, the compatibility with so much of the kit that we've got coming and that we've got planned. And, even if you're not using it with our kit, the integrations that we've put into the OP-1 Field, stuff like USB audio, MIDI, so it's an audio host, a MIDI host, you can plug it into basically anything and it will just work. You can plug an interface into OP-1 Field and record, a guitar, a microphone, whatever. I've connected a Shure SM7B pretty much straight into it through some little boxes, and it sounds amazing. So it really opens up a lot of possibilities for what you can do with it, and the price is justified through the functionality and the build, and there's really a lot going on under the hood that you don't see just by looking at it.
And in terms of changes to how you actually make music on it, if I was an existing OP-1 user, I'd find it familiar, would I? It wouldn't
Absolutely.
freak me out.
It's familiar, but it's refined. a lot of the frustrations are gone. So many of the issues that OP-1 had that were seen as quirks by some users, but for us were technical limitations, we've ironed out so that it's just really good. It just sounds and feels amazing. One example is looping. So seamless loops on the OP-1 wasn't possible. You might get a click or a pop occasionally, and we've totally ironed that out. So now you get totally seamless loops. It's like working on real tape. It's really amazing.
Wow, so you've totally eliminated glitching in sample loops.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the glitching and aliasing sounds and noise issues that you would find in the OP-1 are gone. It's really nice. And alongside the new reverb that we've added, it's a really amazing device.
So it really is almost like a high-end audio workstation.
Yeah, I mean, that's the idea. It's a DAW on the go. The original OP-1 in so many ways was that, but this really is a DAW. It is a workstation. You know, you can do pretty much everything on it, and with 8 tape tracks. Originally with the OP-1, as I'm sure you're familiar, it was 1 tape track, 6 minutes long. We've multiplied that by 8, so now you can have 8 songs, switch between them and add multiple different styles of tape emulation. So we've got vintage tape, Porter 4-track, which is like a cassette tape, and mini disc, as well as studio quality audio. So depending on how lo-fi or glitchy, or if you want those issues, you can add them back in, but at your choice, not at our limitation.
Well, very impressive. And is this available now?
Yeah, absolutely. It's available at teenage.engineering. It's our website, or teenageengineering.com, for $19.99.
Wonderful. Well, I hope we'll be able to get our mitts on it soon. So in the meantime, thank you very much, William.
Yeah, absolutely.